coming up here in, if I'm not mistaken, when you fighting? In
the 20th.
The
March
20th?
20th. Yep, 3 weeks.
Yep, March 20th in Albertville. Where is that? Albertville.
Albertville. It's in Alabama. So I want to jump the gun, but like, yeah, that's the thing that's really turned my career along with my coach, but my promoter, Brandy of 116. She most of the shows are done in Alabama, and so I've been calling myself Mr. Alabama lately because my last 3-4 fights been in Alabama, but Alabama's like Memphis. You know what I mean? Just like if I was in Houston, I'd be like, man, it's just like Memphis.
And how are the shows right now in Alabama? Are they full capacity, 50 capacity? What are they? How are they running them?
It's not full capacity yet, but they're doing like 50% capacity, and she tries to do a lot of stuff in like gymnasiums if she can, because with the bleachers you can kind of space everybody out. You come in with your group, sit in your spot, space everybody out, and like at this time, man, like especially like in August, I was just happy to be fighting again. Like I was like, man, is this over with? You know what I mean? We didn't know, none of us knew where the world was going. I was just proud to be fighting.
Still don't.
Like that's why I like Alabama. They really, facts. They made it.
We got Brandy watching right now. Shout out to Brandy. How you doing, Miss Brandy? Good to have you on the show watching.
Yeah, that's the boss right there. That's the boss.
There you go. Hey, Brandy, I'm going to take this second right now and let you know I have a 147 pounder. If you ever need anyone on the show, I'm going to hit you up.
That's the one. Hey, for real. That's the one.
We'll go out to Alabama.
Hey, they treat you nice in Alabama, for real.
I'm sure they
is do. That where is that where Skinny from or what? I take it you and Noe know each other.
Yeah. Man, I met Noe actually on that August show. We both fought on that August show, man, and just y'all know from his character, his vibe, man, dude's just a good guy. I met him, Alan Nelson, Omar Rosales, like met all of them. They came down there, man. They all just real good people. It's good to keep stuff around good people. So
that boy,
man, he's a hell of a fighter too.
That boy, Noe, bro, he's good as they come, man. You get what you get with him, I root for him. Yeah. Ever since I know him, I've been rooting for him. It's hard not to root for him,
and we're gonna be we're gonna be rooting for him tonight. Noe, go out there and give that boy.
Yes, sir.
Go out there and give that boy an H-Town ass whooping. Make him think twice about ever fighting anyone from H-Town again, homie.
He knows why they brought him in and why he's getting paid what it is. It's up to him to change change their mind. You know what I'm saying? He knows he's an experienced guy, bro, and he ain't gonna lay down. So yeah, we supporting
ready for war. Right. No, he's ready for war. And, like he going into it ready for war.
Yeah, you got to, man. We talked about that, and I've been in this for a long time, bro. And what you're saying is hints. There's so many different ways to navigate through this thing, and like you said, when it's like this here, man. If nothing else is working, which year is now, Mike? 15-0, right? 15 fights.
Yes, sir.
15-1.
Yes, sir.
That's value. Now, who's it valuable to? That's up to you to know. You know what I'm saying? Do I make this situation work for me, or do I play myself, or do my management? You know what I'm saying? There's different ways into this thing, man. And like Fresh said a while ago, talking about amateur this and that's amateur. Look, amateur boxing is very, very important. But Rocky Montana had like 8 amateur fights. Roberto Duran, I think, had like 10, 15 amateur fights. That's it. But that's Roberto Duran, that's Rocky Montana. Yeah, they did what they had to do. So it's to each individual. I think Tyson Fury had like 25 amateur fights. That's it. So
what you do in your spare time.
Yeah. So now Mike had built up a record. I'm sure I ain't telling you nothing you don't know, but Mike done built him up a 15-0 record. Guess what that's valuable to? Guys who spending money on guys and say, Look at this Cook guy, man. 15-0, man. If we could beat him, we could do this and this. And now it's up to Mike to know. I know that's what you're thinking, but this is what I'm really gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And pick the right.
Yourself.
Right, because nobody.
You gotta bet on yourself.
I'm glad you said that, because guess what? Even on the biggest level, it's the same thing, because when it comes to betting on yourself, who's doing that better than Teofimo Lopez right now? Teofimo Lopez,
that's
right?
Crazy.
Said,
that's crazy.
Man, I love that fucking kid, bro. And let me tell you something. When Teofimo, regardless of his ability, if you're a fan or not, that's regardless. When Teofimo said, okay, you motherfuckers think the Russian gonna fucking whoop me, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna whoop that fucking boy, and I'm not showing up for that kind of money, right? So he stuck to his purse. Now he knew, I'm sure, this is all speculation. He knew, I'm sure, what else you gonna do, motherfucker? We had Top Rank. He done did all the Top Rank fights he can do, and y'all been building me up.
You got no else to fight.
So guess what? He knew, stick to my guns, and they gonna break me off. And as the speculation goes, Loma himself took a shot to push some money that way to make the fight. Now, Teofimo had to sign a contract to say, if I lose this motherfucking fight, my next 3 fights for Bob Arum's X amount of dollars. He had to agree to that to get the fight. So he argued for the front end, got some money, signed the contract, whoops that boy's ass, then says, guess what? All the minimums and shit now, that shit don't matter now because I won. Y'all thought I wasn't going to win. Now, he said, when Bob goes, well, shit, you know, I only agreed to pay up to whatever it was, 1 point something. Well, then you don't got me there. Go to the purse bid. I don't give a fuck. And guess what? That goddamn match room came in there, offered like 3 points something. And here comes somebody out of left field that nobody knew. Roll the dice. They not Teofimo done hit. They gonna spend 6 points something on this fight. And guess what? That kid has been gambling on him fucking self, bro, and winning. Yep. And winning, bro, like a mother. So it is like, what it is, man. You got to know that.
Bernard Hopkins, Don King vibes, man. I was just saying this yesterday. It's got them Don King Hopkins vibes, man. It's like this might be Bob Arum's, salute by, like for real.
He's having a lot of problems out there. Yeah. Well, he's making a mistake with him and Crawford.
Well, let me say this.
It's really crazy.
Let me say this though. It's something to be said about sticking to your successful business model. That's what I mean. If Bob, and don't think Bob, what's the guy running Top Rank? It's several other key people. But if the business model is this, say for instance, me and Fresh had to create a fucking management company for a fighter we got, right? Me and Fresh got a business model. Now, it makes no sense to go against the business model if it's successful, right? So if Bob's saying, listen, this is what we do with fighters. We get them. We might give them something on the front end, but we match them. If you notice, Top Rank matches they fighters. It don't be gimmies. They have a couple of gimmies in there, but quickly, in between 0 and 10, they be done fought somebody, right? And that's because they saying we need to know if he got the goods or not, or cut the loss, right? Give everybody that 3-year standing contract, but go on and give somebody stiff that, he can't whoop him, but he ain't gonna just lay down. And then, so that's their business model. And if you look at it, ever since De La Hoya and shit, ever since ever, that's their business model. So if they say, once we get a guy to a certain level, we're gonna pay this, and that's it. And if he wants to go on, maybe he learned a lesson from Lil Floyd or Oscar. Let him go on and do his thing and gamble on himself.
I think that's exactly what it is.
We're not gonna go and hop behind this kid.
Yeah, we done seen this happen before. Well, that's the crazy part.
Right.
Like, this ain't the first.
So I don't necessarily think it's a swan song, which it could be a swan song for Bob anytime. I think he's 120 years old, but I don't think he's thinking like that. I'm thinking he's thinking
in the 40s with him in the background. Still looking old.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's thinking, listen, Teofimo's he's in that era where everything he fights now is gonna be real. Check this out. That George Kambosos kid, y'all could overlook that kid if y'all want.
Fight.
That fucking guy can fight, man.
Fight.
That guy, yeah, bro, that ain't no gimme fight. And if Teo is looking at it as a gimme, looking at it as I'm swooping in the uppercut could get upset. Now, I
don't get that vibe from Lopez at all.
Oh no. I'm saying he could do that if he was to overlook this guy. I don't think he will either. I think he's a consummate professional in that ring. But here's the thing. Remember, I was there. We fought on that Lopez Loma card. And I'm watching around. I'm saying, oh, nobody in this mother. Now, I didn't pick Teo neither. There is a few dudes that pick Teo that's in the know, and I'll give them a shot. I tell you, you know who picked Teofimo Lopez? Bobby. Bobby told me at the hotel, Teo's gonna beat Loma. I said, man, I'm rooting for him, but that fucking transformer over there, bro, that motherfucker, man, I don't know what's gonna happen, man. But I was rooting for Teo, right? Bobby said, coach, put your money, I don't gamble. He said, put your money on Teo. I said, all right, we're gonna see. So I'm watching it. Hell, by the 7-8 round, I'm like, I ain't gave this motherfucking Russian a round yet. I say, man, my point is, but nobody at the show felt that way. It was obvious.
Yeah.
Loma's the guy. Everybody thinks Loma's gonna win, but you know who didn't? Who never gave? And Fresh, I read everybody, right? And that's my whole thing is reading the motherfucker, seeing confidence or not or whatever. I never ever seen for an iota Teo not believe I'm gonna whoop this dude's ass. I'm gonna stomp this dude's ass. Y'all fucking up. Y'all fucking up. And that's why he gambled on himself. That's why he's still gambling on himself. Now, Bob and them know every fight for him is gonna be tough. This Kambosos fight is gonna be tough. Possibility of being tough. Boxing. Everybody after that's tough. And so do we fucking keep spending money till we fucking put so much money on this kid and he loses and we lose everything? Or do we say this is where we draw the line and go do your thing? Well, to me, ain't nothing wrong with drawing a line for nobody as long as you're upfront about it, right? Hey, I'm not willing to go that far. Go do your thing. So Teo's gonna do his fucking thing, bro. And guess what? As a fan, I'm riding with him till the wheels fall off. And I think the kid's so good, even if he has a stumbling block. Man, Teo's class, bro. That boy, you ain't gonna he'll get back in the gym, do what he gotta do, and make another go for it. But I think you gotta know the business models, man, and stick to it. Otherwise, what's good is a business model, because if you gonna just roll the dice on every fighter, you're bound to lose.
He came out. Go ahead.
I was just saying, but with Frank, you might have the hottest fighter in the hottest division. Like, I think you might.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got to make an exception with this one. Like,
he came out.
It lets you know what Teo said. Teo said, "These motherfuckers still don't believe him. I whoop Loma and you still don't believe in me." Well, maybe he don't need to be there. Maybe he don't need to be there. But I'm gonna tell you something.
Boogeyman division, and he beat him easy.
I'm gonna tell you something. Bob and whoever's making the decisions with Bob, I'm forgetting this guy's name, man. That top guy, top rank, white dude. But maybe Bob says we cut our losses because I got the next batch. I got Keyshawn. I got Duke Reagan. I got Jared Anderson. I got all these next guys that we just gonna put in that next position. And this is a different game, bro. When I was coming up, there was no such thing as like a title shot with 15 fights. Unheard of. When Leon Spinks did that shit with Ali, it was because he was a gold medalist and they really didn't have nobody else. So that was just an anomaly.
That was the only way you could get it. You had to be a gold medalist. Had to be a gold medalist. So it was no chance.
But these getting a title shot in 15 fights, 12 fights, that's just unheard of. But guess what? With COVID, with the bubble, with all this different shit happening, boxing is changing, bro. And anybody who thinks they got their finger on the pulse, they kidding themselves, because you can't attest for this. There's certain laws and like I said, ways you do things. certain